Yeah. Assalamu alaikum. In the courting phase, do you think it's better to meet each other's families early on to get to know them, or later on when you know that you want to get married? It's a really good question.
For that, it's really individual. We definitely say that, to get to know someone with intention. Now, in order to get to know someone, you have to be able to do the observations. Now, you have to have a way to observe them. And if it's just over text messages, how are you observing their character, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you might need to meet their family to see how are they in action? How are they? Because they're going to be their most natural self around their family. They won't be able to be too pretentious. So maybe it could be good for you to see them in that scenario and to watch them interact with people that they're used to.
Yeah, in fact, that does lead on to if someone denies that meeting, that could be a red flag.
Yes, absolutely.
So I write about this in the article that, sometimes those things that may help you identify red flags, maybe the things that you need to do early on. So, for example, within a week, Victoria said, "Can we jump onto a video call?" And I'm an introvert and I'm really shy. And I was like, okay then. And literally that's what it was like. But I remember in the first call, she describes it, I was really shy and kind of almost giggling. But it was what she needed. She needed
confirmation,
that, right? That this guy isn't just anyone and trying to be pretentious, that he's someone else. And for her, it was a very definite thing to have. So like Victoria said, every scenario is different, but if you really want to figure out if this person is genuine or not, usually when you ask those bigger questions, it does sift out people.
I think for you, you have to ask yourself before you start meeting their family and friends, you have to cross several things off your list first. You need to make sure you're starting, you're because it's like there's layers of getting to know someone. And once you really truly start to meet people, we don't ever want people to get in so far that they feel they can't get out if it doesn't feel right for them. So know that your confidence level, if I do meet the family, if I do meet everyone, and I still don't know if this is right for me, I'm confident in making that choice. So be cautious there, protect your heart, be guarded, but open to learning about their family and their connections. But still be guarded in a protective way. I think that would be my advice to you. We did meet family over video chat, and then my daughter flew with me when I came. So we did bring family as well. Okay, so let's just read so much. Thank you so much. I'm very happy in learning. MashaAllah to Sophia. Okay, let's just read through this. Okay, what if later down the line, spiritual compatibility falls out of alignment?
It means you kind of had a period where there's a disconnect. So we have something called a weekly check-in, right, for every couple, right? We make time for everything else, but really we always should have an opportunity to have a check-in with each other, how we are doing. And it's a genuine question. How has your week been? Is there anything I can support you with? Right? How can things be different? So we have all this documented where couples check in with each other. There was one particular brother, he divorced and they were with each other for 20 years. And he said to me, and he said it in such a sad way, he said, "I didn't realize for 20 years I made my wife a slave." And I says, "What do you mean?" He says, "Because the week after we separated, she went to a different mosque." And it was like almost the diametrically opposed way of thinking. He says, "I cannot imagine what it must have been like for her for 20 years. So, it's like they didn't have a check-in. He didn't have a clue for 20 years. So it's beggars belief, how can you get to a point in when you're living with somebody for 20 years, you don't know their, innermost dreams and desires. And I guess the glue that holds us together is our faith, right?
Yeah, I was going to say a couple of things when you start to get to that spiritual feeling not aligned as a couple. That's really important. is that you not only, like you said, check in, but first of all, you have to understand that your spiritual well-being is your responsibility first and foremost. So if you're feeling that you're not really connecting with God in a way that feels fruitful to you, do a self-check first, okay? The second thing is, if you feel your partner is also not doing that, it's okay in a marriage to be a mirror. Matter of fact, we're told to be mirrors for each other. And so it's okay to hold a mirror up and say, hey, I'm concerned. I'm not sure what's going on. I haven't been seeing you, praying as much. We haven't been reading Quran together, or whatever it may be that you used to do or that you saw them do. And to say, check in with them, say, what's going on? How can I support you?
Are you okay?
And then the last one here is really important, is literally get creative with your worship together. This is something that Muslim couples need to embody more, inshallah, more and more, is taking your faith and getting creative with it. Learning an Islamic concept that's new to you together. One of the things we used to do long distance, we were long distance marriage actually for 2 years. I didn't move for 2 years of our marriage. We would do tafsir Tuesdays. On Tuesday, we pick an ayah from the Quran, we'd read it, it was like fun, and then we just talk about it, like free flow. And this really connected us. So those are a few things. Those are a few tips.